So we violated neutrality acts, federal statutes, and piddling state murder laws. Who gives a shit? Money came partly from my old lady, Congress, for foreign research, partly from mafia transactions. We laundered it through foreign banks, made it clean and untraceable. 1960, we expanded our plan, Operation 40, to include Castro's assassination. Traffic County's foot soldiers like Rafael Chichi Quintero and Raul Villaverde handled Operation 40. If discovered, we'd blame the mafia. One member, Louis Posada Carriles, 1976, he was arraigned for bombing an airliner. Snuffed 73 people, including a Cuban fencing team. Another guy, Felix Rodriguez, he eventually helped whack Che Guevara. Still wears Che's wristwatch as a memento. As I recall, old Felix, he's pretty close to George Bush. I mean, these are respectable guys, right? Then there was Frank Sturgis. Frank later got nabbed as one of the Watergate burglars, but he was a good man, Frank. Did his time and kept his mouth shut. Good man. Coordinating these guys was company man Howard Hunt. What a character. Used to like disguising himself all the time. Wrote some great spy novels. You like spy novels? Man, I love them. They're just like real life, you know? Only more believable. 61, switching tactics, we tried invading Cuba's Bay of Pigs. Why tolerate communism near America just because our allies Iran and Turkey share Soviet borders? Scared shitless over Russia's Cuban missiles, nobody noticed our Turkish ones. We also imposed embargoes. One British company, Leyland, broke the trade ban, shipping buses to Cuba. After consulting Brit intelligence, we had a Leyland transporter rammed and beached in the Thames. They got the message. The invasion failed. We resumed Operation Mongoose, our assassination program. A guy named Theodore Shackley, the blonde ghost, he ran things from a Miami base codenamed JM Wave. Under Shackley, Thomas Kleins. Then, poor Ed Wilson made a caught selling Libyan explosives. Good workers, Shackley and Kleins. Between 62 and 65, they planned 33 assassination attempts. Poison cigars for Castro, chemicals to make his beards fall out. I kind of like their style, you know. Problem was, the Cubans were brainwashed into thinking that they were happier under Castro and Batista. Then in 1963, Operation Mongoose personnel got caught shipping narcotics from Cuba to America. Nixon, I guess old habits die hard. 65, we closed JM Wave, leaving the exiled Cubans to turn Miami into Little Havana and wait orders. Shackley and Kleins moved to Laos, where we'd positioned Chiang's Chinats after 1961. You see, we had plans for Laos. Pity about Cuba, though. You ask me, bad leadership's to blame. Company needs a sympathetic president it can work with. Now, back then, John F. Kennedy started out supporting us, and he welched on the deal. I mean, in 1961, when Cuba needed invading during the Bay of Pigs, he just kind of wimped out. Same thing in the Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962. Now, the Miami Cubans, the mafia, they hated him for that. Plus, a lot of business people hated him because he looked like backing down on protecting their interests in Southeast Asia. Can't blame him. Guy was squishy soft on communism. Probably just as well his career got cut short when it did. Funny thing, after JFK died in Dallas, a lot of crackpots started claiming company involvement. They said a background bum in assassination photographs was Howard Hunt, disguised. They said Jack Ruby, who shot Kennedy's assassin before he could stand trial, had mafia connections. So he had mob connections. These days, who don't? People even said Richard Nixon, after losing 1960's election to Kennedy, was working as Pepsi-Cola's attorney in Dallas the day Kennedy died. Bullshit. Why, Dick flew out of Dallas hours before Kennedy got hit to Idlewild Airport. It's called Kennedy Airport now. Anyway, Nixon worked for Pepsi, goddammit. Ain't no better symbol of the American way than Pepsi. Ask anyone who was in Laos. Reaching Laos, 1965, Shackley and Kleins befriended Hmong tribesmen who, led by opium warlord Vang Pao, supported right-wing General Phuma in 1960's civil war caused by American-influenced exclusion of socialists from the coalition government. Now, Chichi Quintero, Raul's brother Rafael Villaverde, and old Felix Rodriguez, they trained the Hmong in assassination. Felix, still wearing Che Guevara's wristwatch, liaised with Donald Gregg, now George Bush's national security advisor, and General Richard Secord. Secord was deputy airwing commander in Laos. His crew helped Vang Pao by firebombing competitors' airstrips and flying rice to the Hmong, freeing up their land to grow opium. Secord's planes flew opium to Vientiane, where a guy named Hu Tim Ham was supposed to be building a Pepsi-Cola bottling plant. Perfect cover for moving cash and buying chemicals to refine the opium into heroin. Selling it, we bought guns for secret assassination programs against the socialist Pathet Lao forces. Pepsi, best drinking at work. Excuse me. Having a monopoly, Vang Pao's opium poured out of Laos. 1968, Santos Traficante visited Vietnam. Pretty soon we got Vang Pao's heroin flowing into America through Traficante's Miami base. I tell you, arranging these things is a piece of cake. You just gotta have the right connections. Some profits we stashed in Australia's Nguyen Han Bank, set up in 1973 by Michael Han, who worked for Shackley in Laos. Next few years, that bank did well. Only thing it didn't do was banking. Laundered a lot of money down there. A lot of money. It's like poor Ed Wilson's business partner, Frank Turpin, said after Ed got busted selling explosives to Gaddafi. Miami is the drug syndicate. That's the base. Shackley, Kleins, the Villaverde brothers, Chichi, Rodriguez are there. The guy behind the scandal, Kleins. Who's the boss of Kleins? Shackley. Where do they come from? Laos. Where did the money come from? Nguyen Han. Kleins was running drugs. The pilot of the plane in Asia was Dick Secord. What was on the plane? Gold. 10 million bucks at a time in gold. He was going to the Golden Triangle to pay off the warlords, the drug lords. Now, what do you do with all that opium? You reinvest it in your own operations. Billions of dollars, not millions. Billions of dollars. Most people can't comprehend $1 billion. Hot lunch for every kid in New York for a year. That's $1 billion. Although, why waste good heroin money? All that smack we moved using the Pepsi factory in Laos. All those GIs and junkies all over the world who got their habit from us. They're in the Pepsi generation.